Hey yo guys, what is up? What is up? And today we're going to be reviewing the Seven Deadly Sins, or Nanatsu no Taizai. I probably mispronounced the hell out of that, and I'm completely sorry. So, I didn't quickly hop on this anime like everyone else. I've heard the good stuff and I've heard the bad stuff, but I want to do my own little take on it, my own little review. Doing it from the first half of what I've seen. I wanted to cut this into like two parts because I just had to let out these feelings because this anime is epic. Absolutely amazing. I'm only reviewing from episodes 1 through 12 as of right now, so 13 and beyond, don't tell me anything. From what I can tell about the gist of the story, is basically long ago, before the beast realm and the human realm were separated, basically existed this world. And in this world, you have monsters and stuff that roam around, and specifically demon-type monsters and things of that nature. Basically just bad things. And these people called Holy Knights came along with the powers to be able to combat these creatures and whatever. And, they were the wards of the land. They protected everyone. You could train to be one, things of that nature. Now, among these Holy Knights were 7 individuals who were the strongest out of all the Holy Knights. And these individuals are known as the Seven Sins. Now, I assume they got that name, and like I said, no spoilers. I know I keep emphasizing it, but I need to let everyone know spoilers. Now, I assume how they got that name was because they did a terrible sin that they carry around with them, and we can see that in the show. Some of their sins do get explored during stages of certain characters in their development. What sin they are carrying around, which is, wrath and greed, envy, and the rest. If I'm remembering correctly, I believe it was for the fact that why they would have these names as sins is because of the big sin of the fact that the Holy Master, or like the Holy Knight's guardian or whatever, was killed during a 10-year time space between the present for them and their past and things of that nature. They were blamed for it. The sins were blamed for it, and they had every Holy Knight, down their throats, ready to kill them, and they were branded as villains and terrorists and all that types of nature. Even though they did not do it, they were blamed anyway. I assume there's an ulterior motive for whoever did it, but yeah, that's the gist of the whole origin of basically, as far of what's taking place and how this world works. Now we're going to get into characters. And the first character that we meet is Meliodas, and he is the Sin of Wrath, the strongest of the sins, and basically an overpowered character. But I do like his character development. So far from what I've seen from his story and the sin that he carries around is the fact that he couldn't save a village that he lived in. I actually like Meliodas' character a lot. He would most likely be my third favorite male character from this anime. But he's really your typical overpowered anime character who's so confident in his skills. At the same time, he's so free and laid back. It's just, it's really like cliched, but he makes it look good. And the fact that he looks like a kid is what makes it all the more like adorable. But don't cross him because he will lay into you. Pause. He's definitely a cool guy, and his design is amazing. I definitely see why he would be considered the strongest of all the sins, and his character, who he is as a person, I can see why he's like that, and that's what I really like. I like development that tells you more about the character. It's great to have backstory, but really that development that tells you what a character is, their personality, what represents them. That would be the best. The next of the main characters we get to meet is Hawk. Now, I actually don't know much about him. He doesn't really have any backstory, so this one will be super quick. But Hawk is my favorite male character. I just love the fact that he's not just any stereotypical comic relief. He actually brings something more, and he's a well-rounded fighter. And the fact is that his size and that he is still pretty useless is what makes it funny, because unlike other useless characters that you see, he actually tries. And he actually does good, and he helps when he is needed. He's definitely the funniest character, and like I said, there's not much backstory for him. So, on to the next one. Cannot facepalm hard. I hate this character, guys. I completely hate everything. That's it. I'm calling it right now. More useless than Sakura. Because at least Sakura actually learned something. And we get to see that Shippuden. She knows how to smash rocks real good. That's cool. But Elizabeth. Who that name? I never thought I would ever hate a girl named Elizabeth. Let alone a girl so pretty. When we first meet Elizabeth, she's on a quest. She wants to stop the corruption in her kingdom and blah, blah, blah. As is the princess's job. Cool. Whatever. So, when we meet her, she's been walking around in this heavy, rusty clunk of armor, and basically everyone was thinking that she was one of the deadly sins. Because, you know, the armor was old, and everyone believes that the 7 deadly sins are super old people. Even though, for some reason, I don't know what it is that makes them so young or retain their youth. But whatever. I mean, I know why Bond, and we'll get to him later. I know why Bond retains his youth. But I don't know why the other characters retain their youth. Like I said, no spoilers. Anyway, getting back to this awful, useless bitch of a character. You know what? I don't even care about her backstory. Her backstory, I would care about her weak ass backstory if she wasn't such a weak ass character. She's fucking useless, man. She gets tricked all the time. She's super gullible. The only thing about her that's interesting as a character is her sex appeal. I mean, come on. Sure, she got some nice titties and stuff like that. And in fact, her titties would match what titties I would expect to be my perfect girl. And the way her hairstyle look, like, come on, she looks like my perfect girl. Well, partially, but it's just, she's so damn annoying. She's whiny, she's crying, she can't shut up, and people just flock to her. Even at her moments of empowerment, it's downgraded by her sheer stupidity. She meets Meliodas, you know, and the whole sexual things and blah, blah, blah. But once we get down to the nitty gritty of why she wants to travel with him or anything else, you know, about finding the other sins because he's looking for them too. I mean, there's just, I'm sorry. I don't really want to spend too much time on her anymore. Fuck you, Elizabeth. Fuck you. Hate crime that she even exists. And you know what that's a hate crime against? The fact that all other useless anime girls, they make fun of her. It's a hate crime towards them. She's an insult to their craft. I'm done. Let's move on to more interesting, more likable characters. Ah, my sweet, beautiful, graceful, amazingly proportioned, giant, God-sent angel, Diane. Woo! She's the third of the main characters that are introduced. Well, not the third one. The third one would be Elizabeth. But, you know, like I said, I hate her, so I won't even really count her. But, for the sake of this review, Diane is the fourth character that of the main characters that we are introduced to. And, she is so far, she is my second favorite girl character in this anime. Not only is she strong and empowering, but she's sensitive. And she's kind and nurturing. Not to mention, she's a sweet girl. She's like a giant tsundere, but in a good way. Envy matches her perfectly. I mean, as the way that we can see whenever, you know, Meliodas is, you know, grabbing on Elizabeth and all like, yeah, girl, I want some of that, sleep with me and stuff like that. If I was in a relationship with this anime, Diane could totally hit it up with me. But that's besides the point. Her backstory is basically, you know, not really one of tragedy, but in a sense, it is sad the way people treat her. And as they showed us in the episode of which they explained her backstory, the fact that, you know, before she met Meliodas, people would make fun of her and stuff like that. And she would always try to show people that she's a beautiful and strong and independent woman, and that, you know, she deserves respect, and which she does. All. If Milliones didn't do it, I would have done it myself. I would have kicked those guys' asses, because Diane is not only amazing, but she is just amazing. I'm sorry, I know. But I really do like her a lot, and basically, she is definitely a character worth getting to know and worth seeing on screen. Our next character is Gil Thunder. Gil Thunder is, okay, he's a complete asshole. He's just like the worst of the worst. But like I said, please no spoilers, because I know somebody's probably going to tell me, oh, he's not that bad in the end or whatever. No, don't tell me any of that. As of right now, for me, he's an asshole. And definitely, probably one of my, no, he's my least favorite male character so far. But, yeah, his backstory is as follows. His father was actually the Grand Holy Knight that was killed, and so he blames Milliones. Milliones actually trained him, and he looked up to him, but when he found out that Seven Deadly Sins supposedly committed the crime, he turned on them, and is one of the main people who are heading this crusade against them. And he especially wants to kill Milliones for the reasons that I said. Now, when we first meet him, it's actually because he did something inside of a village because they gave him bad wine. So he'll tax them if they can't pull the spear out. And they better make payment on their taxes, otherwise he'll destroy their village and things of that nature. So Milliones, Elizabeth, and Hulk, you know, they go in there, they hang out with a while, they meet this boy who's kind of like this orphan. Get some great development between the characters and interactions and stuff like that. We actually get to start to delve in to the backstory between Gil Thunder and Milliones a little bit right then and there. But basically that's it. I'm gonna call it right now. Bond. Yes. My nigga Bond. He is the Deadpool of this anime. There, I said it. I said it. Yes. Bond is definitely the Deadpool of this anime. Not only does he like red, or at least that's what he likes to wear, but not when you first see him, he looks like a villain, but he's actually this really nice, sweet guy, and he's misunderstood. And like Deadpool, he likes a spirit. You know, Deadpool's fascination is with death. His is with an actual dead spirit. You know, it's just weird to make those comparisons. There's just so much there that can compare them to each other. And it's amazing. But anyway, that's not why I like him. I like Bond because so far of all the character backstories I've seen, his was the most intriguing to me. Because not only did it represent the things that I look for in the backstory, but it told a very lighter side to his character that I thought I would not see from his character. And the fact is, he's my second favorite male character. When you watch this anime, that you should definitely look out for his character, and just look at the way he interacts with all the other cast. Our next character we meet is King, and he is the sin of sloth. Now, he's not the sloth that you would believe, except when it comes to actually when it comes to his fighting, because it does represent kind of represent his sin. Also does his backstory in a little bit, but when it comes to his ability, because he's basically extremely laid back, even more laid back than Milliones is. So yeah, he is really kind of lazy. He actually has this like chubby form that he goes to, but it takes a lot of energy concentration to maintain. So he will usually stick to his kiddish type form. Carry around this big pillow blanket thing. I mean, it just really is kind of a representation, but at the same time, it's not, because he's an excellent fighter. If he wants something, you know, he'll pursue it, and he'll make a drive for it. That's what I like about his character. The only thing I don't like about his character is when we get to the part about his backstory. The fact that he abandoned his home and it ended up getting destroyed. Not to mention, the fact is, the reason why he left in the first place is because he just really got tired of it.